and welcome to Business Insight. And of course, right here, we'll talk about entrepreneurship, innovation, sales, marketing trends, and business. Anything business related, we talk about it right here on Business Insight. I'm your host, Adesoa Iromosele, and today we'll be looking at the insurance industry, and we'll be looking specifically at the automobile insurance aspect of the sector. So, and today we have physically in the studio with us Mr. Biodun Ojoshikpe. Yes, Mr. Biodun Ojoshikpe, and he is an agency manager with Custodian Life Insurance, and he has been in this industry for 2 decades, close to 2 decades. So, of course, is in a very good position to talk to us about insurance and streamline it to the automobile sector of the industry. So welcome to the show, Mr. Biodun.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome, guys. So good to have you here. So now give us a brief overview of the industry, the insurance industry. What is it about? What does it entail? Because so many people still don't understand what insurance is all about, and we hear people say things like God will protect me. You know, there are so many types of insurance, and you know, but people will be like, no, I'd rather pray to God and I'll be safe. So can you give us an overview? What exactly does it entail?
Thank you very much. Like you said, the general perception about the industry right now, especially in this part of the world, is quite low. And it's because of the historical issues around the industry, especially with regards to how it started here in Nigeria in the early 50s. Of course, with the departure of the expatriates, the colonial masters, some of our pioneers who took over the legacy insurance business in the early days didn't do very well in terms of delivering service. A lot of them were not really forthcoming in terms of making sure that claims were promptly settled, issues around insurance as a financial services industry, the challenges around it were not properly addressed by those pioneers. And so that came with the resultant effect of poor perception by the public about insurance as a concept, you see. But over the years, the industry has evolved, you know, with the advent of other government-owned insurance companies who later came into the industry, like Nikon, Royal Exchange, and some others who also pioneered the industry. However, unfortunately, speaking in terms of insurance penetration, when I should say insurance penetration, that has to do with how people have patronized insurance products from life to non-life. So speaking in terms of insurance penetration in Nigeria, as a specific example, the percentage is still very infinitesimal. You have less than 2%, unfortunately, for an industry as important and as critical to our everyday activity as insurance.
Very well, very well. I'm actually glad you touched on insurance penetration. I was going to ask you about that. How have Nigerians been reacting to this? You know, how accommodating of this industry have Nigerians been in recent times?
Okay,
you know,
thank you very much. This is a topic that I'm very passionate about, and I have spent a greater part of my adult life, you know, talking about insurance to people, trying to deliver service. Insurance as a concept is a risk transfer mechanism whereby you transfer all the risks concerning yourself, your business, or whatever it is that is exposed to certain risks. You transfer those risks to an underwriter, which is the insurance company, for a consideration, which is the premium. Now, the premium that you pay is what the insurance takes up as their consideration under a contract to assume those risks on your behalf, so that should there be any untoward incident, unforeseen incident happening to you or your business, then on the basis of the premium, which is the consideration you've paid, the insurance companies will now indemnify you back to where you were before the incident occurred. So insurance is very important in helping us to address in a sustainable way our risks, if you get my point. When I say sustainable, for instance, you have a property, right, that you have put up, and you know how much it costs you to put up the property. Yes. There are certain things in that property that are very valuable to you. So it stands to reason that the first thing you think about is, what are the risk factors associated with me having this property in this environment? Is it prone to flood? Is it prone to perhaps other man-made potential disasters like fire and the rest of it? So you want to take an insurance to cover that particular property, so that in the event of any of those things I mentioned happening, you can get some sort of compensation that helps you to now mitigate your loss. So now, to your question about how people have responded to insurance as an industry, I will say that, well, the interesting thing is that government has been sort of trying to assist, to give traction to insurance as a financial service, in that they have tried to put up enabling laws that will help insurance to get the required attention from the public out there. For instance, there are certain insurances that are statutory that you must have, according to law. For instance, your car insurance, which is statutorily required for you to have. Then also, I believe I had a discussion with someone from this organization yesterday to do with building insurance as well. So this is also a government enabled kind of insurance that is required. There are also several insurances that you are supposed to do by law in the ordinary course of your business. For instance, if you're a contractor, there are various insurances you need to take up: contractors all risk insurance, performance bond. All these are under the purview of insurance, because insurance is actually a very extensive and broad industry.
What would you say are the opportunities and also threats? Yeah, when it comes to SWOT analysis, the strengths, the weaknesses, opportunity, and threats involved in this aspect, in this sector of insurance. What would you say are the opportunities available to people, as well as the challenges or threats, also that plague this industry as well?
Very good. Thank you for the question. Now, if you talk in terms of opportunities, now a lot of people do not realize that insurance right now as a concept has gone beyond just saying, for instance, in life underwriting, where I'm mostly specialized. Life underwriting is now not just people saying that, don't worry, when I die, don't worry, God will take care of my family. you know, or don't worry, let me enjoy my money while I'm still alive. So people always have that misconception that insurance is about you. That is life insurance. When you buy life insurance, it's your beneficiary that will now, you know, enjoy the death claim that is paid upon the demise. But it's no longer that way, because a lot of innovations have been introduced into life insurance itself. So we have life insurance that has embedded, you know, investment, you know, mechanisms that helps you to enjoy, you know, dividends on your insurance policy, even while it is still running. For instance, I have clients who have life insurance policies, but in those life insurance policies, you have certain features of those policies that allows them to benefit at specific intervals from the policy, from whatever it is they are contributing as their premiums under the policy. So at certain intervals, there are certain interest elements built into what they are contributing that comes to them at periodic intervals that they enjoy, pending when the policy matures at the end of the policy term. So, I mean, there are so many of them. There are you know, copious examples of such policies abound, you know, in the industry. And let me say this: insurance, for those who really know, for the practitioners in the industry, insurance products are quite generic. What I mean by generic is that they actually have a lot of similarities. You know, they have similarities. The only difference could be in the name of the company and the name of the product. But specifically, if you look at the features and benefits, they actually are very similar. So if you go to ICO, if you talk about, oh, what sort of product do you have that is a 3-payment plan product, they will give it a particular name. So if you go to custodian and you ask them, do you have a product that is a 3-payment plan product, they will give it a particular name. But if you look at the basics, if you look at the details, the features and the benefits, they are very similar. It's only that they give it different names. So most insurance policies, especially life policies, they are generic. They are very similar across board. Yes. Amazing.
Thank you very much for that. But we will be streamlining it, like I said earlier. We are looking at automobile insurance. You know, we've spoken generally about insurance. You know, but now we are looking at auto insurance. That's talking about the insurance of your vehicles, your cars, and all of that. You know, and this type of insurance is said to provide financial protection in case of accident, theft, or damage to your vehicle. And there are different types of this motor insurance policies, such as the third party and anyway, that's not for me to say. We have a guest who is an expert in this field, so we'll just ask you, what are the different types of motor insurance policies available to Nigerians, basically? And how can Nigerians, you know, get a different mindset towards the insurance of their vehicles? Because it is a very important requirement. Every car should be insured, but we have so many people who can care less about what happens to their cars and all of that. Can you please enlighten us? And
that's very interesting, because like I said, it's one of those statutory insurances that government has put in place laws, you know, that guide the that regulate, you know, motor, you know, the conduct, you know, of motor owners, vehicle owners. What I mean by that is that you cannot have a vehicle now, so long as you are a commuter on the road, and there are other people on the road as well. There are a lot of risks associated with that. It's either you might get hit, or you hit somebody. So for that reason, insurance comes in as a risk mitigator. So insurance helps to mitigate those risks so that should there be any issues around accidents on the roads, insurance comes in as a palliative to help in remediating any loss. Now, principally, in terms of motor insurance, which is a very, very key aspect of insurance in general business, because it comes under general business. Motor insurance is principally divided into two. You have the third class, and then, the third party, and the motor comprehensive. So, in terms of the public response and patronage, the problem here is that a lot of people, like you've mentioned initially, tend to think that they can bear their risks themselves, or that they can anticipate risks, which is not true, because once you are out there in the public and you are driving, everything is out of your hands, because even if you are the most careful driver in the whole world, what if there is an errant driver somewhere that could, impact you, and then you have a problem on your hands? So it's important that you have a motor insurance, either a third party or a comprehensive motor insurance. So most people, let me now get to it. Most people opt for the third party because they tend to think that why should I bother to pay so much on my car? Why are they taking my money? I can manage my car, I can drive carefully, nothing will happen now. Nothing happened last year, why should anything happen this year? And so they just buy the third party as a way of saying, as they say in local parlance, let my people go, so that when the police come across them and they say, oh, where's your insurance? And then they flash the motor third party. But the danger there is that the third party can only help you, up to a certain level, because some of the associated risks that come with you driving a vehicle out there or owning a vehicle cannot all be covered under third-party motor insurance. For instance, the insurance company that sells you a third-party motor is only liable for any loss up to 250,000 naira, right? So you can imagine if somebody, if you were driving a Jeep of, say, 26 million, and you put a third party on that Jeep, and there's an accidental damage on the vehicle that runs into millions. So for that person who has a third party motor insurance on that Jeep, the highest level, the maximum level of liability of an insurance company on that vehicle is 250,000 naira. Every other cost will have to be borne out of pocket. He will have to pay for it himself. So motor third party is not really an ideal for a vehicle owner, except if, of course, if you have, maybe like you have the downfalls, the commercial vehicles that you have there, all over the place. Some of them are dilapidated, some of them are, rickety and all of that. But all the same, the law requires that they ought to have an insurance. So for those ones, they could have a third party, because the level or extent of damage may not be that significant. But if you have a vehicle that is private owned, a saloon car, and an expensive one for that matter, it is advisable that you take out a comprehensive cover. And to elaborate more on the comprehensive cover, you see, there are a lot of things that comprehensive cover does for the policyholder. It covers not just a potential accident to that vehicle. It also covers, injury to the occupants, either the driver or the passenger. So up to certain limits, depending on the value of the vehicle and the premium that is paid on the vehicle. So for some, it goes as high as 500,000. That's $500,000 on medical liability under comprehensive cover in motor insurance. Yes, some go as far as 500,000 for the passenger. You know, so if I have a car and I have a passenger by my side, and God forbid there's an accident and somebody gets injured or something like that, yes, there's a cover medical for up to 500,000. Quite apart from other, you know, normal the normal benefits that come with comprehensive insurance cover, such as you can have replacement of your vehicle if stolen. So if your car is stolen and it is not found, you know, it cannot be traced, the insurance company takes up liability for replacement. So he has the option of either getting cash, you know, for the value of the stolen vehicle, or a replacement vehicle of the same model. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. I'm actually glad you were able to clear my thoughts about this third-party insurance, because I used to think it was, just like the name implies, third party. So it is the person who is the victim of whatever driving challenge you had on the road, you know, is the one who gets paid. More like two cars can be on the road, for instance, and this one hits this other one,
okay,
and then
that clarification is needful here.
Yes.
Yes, like the name suggests, and I thank you for raising that. The third party actually takes care of the other person. The third party, as the name implies. So if there's an accident, the insurance company, right, that issued the third party to the motorist will take care of the other vehicle. So that's why it's third party. So it takes care of the other vehicle. So, and I said it's up to a limit, 250,000 naira, you know.
Yearly?
But for the
annually?
No, but I mean, depends on
the
particular
damage.
the incident, the damage and all
the
that.
damage cost.
The incident at hand. So it depends on the incident.
Okay.
So that's what third party does. It takes care of the other person.
Party. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. Now, let's go to the benefits of insurance. What does someone who is driving, for instance, just like you clearly stated, someone driving a commercial bus, you know, all around, what is the benefit of insuring such a vehicle? I mean, what exactly are the benefits? Because if I can just drive my car, when my car is bad, I fix my car, you know, and sometimes some people are even of the opinion that my car I might not have an accident in 10 years. So why should I constantly pay a certain amount of money in the name of insurance? What do you have to say about that?
Very good. You see, this is where the problem lies, because it is the reason behind, you see, the concept of insurance is based on the unforeseen, right? Because sad to say that there's also what we call insurance fraud, where people arrange certain, you know, incidents. They arrange it in order to make a claim and defraud the insurance company. But like I said, insurance is based on an incident that you do not foresee happening. So somebody who takes out a motor insurance, a motor insurance takes it out because they know that they have risk exposure to accident, right? Now, it is because of the fact that the industry has not really grown or developed the way we would have liked it. That is why you have a situation where a lot of the commercial buses, like you said, they just pack people in, they drive recklessly, and they expose their passengers to danger and all of that. Because all they have on those vehicles is just a third party. Do you understand? So the passengers are unduly exposed, you know, when they board this rickety and, you know, all sort of commercial vehicles. But in an ideal situation, really, even a passenger vehicle ought to have a comprehensive insurance to cover their, to mitigate their risks, because they are carrying people and people are exposed to danger while they are on the roads. Now, in terms of benefit, like you said, now, for instance, at the upper end of the insurance market, for instance, in aviation, because insurance goes all that way. Now, you know that you cannot own a plane and start aviation business without insurance. It's not possible, because once you have an airplane or an aircraft that does commercial, shuttle and all that, it is compulsory by international aviation standards that you have a life insurance on each passenger that boards your plane. I don't know whether it's been reviewed upward, but I know that the minimum by international standard is $100,000 for each passenger that boards a plane. But I wouldn't know if it has been reviewed upwards now. That would be an information to be passed on later. But I'm just saying that that is a direct benefit that comes with insurance, because you know what it means when you put an aircraft in the sky. That is an enormous risk, if it is not in good condition and, God forbid, a fatality happens. So it is the same way. Now, for most people, let me give you an instance now. I have a client. He works with an international company, and he told me, look, I have these vehicles and I want to insure them. I want to put comprehensive cover on them. And I went to his house, I saw those cars, and you could see that he had actually invested a lot on those vehicles. So in order for him to mitigate the risks exposure to his vehicle, he needed to put a comprehensive cover on those vehicles. And he knows, because of his background as a well-educated individual, he knows that there are benefits that come with him taking up a comprehensive cover on those vehicles. Like I said, accident to his vehicle that will cause, quite a substantial amount of damage that will cost him a lot of money. Theft, for instance, if he's in an environment where he's not sure of the security of his vehicle and it gets stolen, the comprehensive cover takes care of that as well. Then, God forbid, if there's an accident and he himself suffers an injury, the comprehensive insurance cover also takes care of that as well. So you can see the benefits goes on and on like that. Now, the attitude, like you pointed out, that, oh, because nothing happened this year, why should I do it again next year? The fact of the matter is that what insurance does is that for that unforeseen that could happen to you anytime when you are not ready for it, it is the insurance that helps you to get back on your feet. Okay? If it doesn't happen this year, if it doesn't happen next year, but it could happen anytime. So that is why the insurance must always be in place, because you can never tell when the accident or the disaster could happen.
Very well. Now, Mr. Biodu, you mentioned earlier insurance fraud. Yeah. Now, well, you were talking about it on the side of the customers who tend to stage accidents just so that the insurance company can get to pay them. But we also have fraud on the side of insurance companies where agents, sometimes it might not even be the exact insurance company, it might just be the agents for the company who get to sell these policies to people and then bring customers. Now, these people don't sell the true picture. They don't give the true picture of how things are going to be. So there are some hidden issues, here and there that the customer would most likely not even know about, and then the customer is disappointed. That's where we actually talk about trust issues, because so many people have lost trust in this whole process of insurance, and probably that's why we have so many people feeling like, I will just leave myself to fate. To chance. Whatever happens to me. I can't be paying, because insurance companies over time, through their agents, have not been exactly, have not been able to fulfill most of the promises they made to these customers. So what exactly is the insurance companies doing about gaining the trust
very
of
good
customers?
Question. That's very pertinent, very important. You see, insurance, the soul of any insurance company, right, that helps them to have sustainability and relevance is claim settlement, right? because if you're not paying claims, sooner than later, you will close shop as an insurance company. So what gives you traction, what gives you brand visibility and the edge is your prompt claim settlement. If you're able to pay claims promptly and efficiently, you will do well as an insurance company, because the word will go around that this particular insurance company keeps their promise. But if, on the other hand, you are the sort of insurance company that avoids paying genuine claims, I think I should also put that qualifier. The claim has to be genuine. Do you understand? Because, for instance, let me give you a typical scenario. If you have a business and you take out a fire and burglary insurance, it's important that the insurance companies looks at your business premises and helps you to put in place certain safeguards that will help to minimize the possibility of an accident happening, maybe fire or burglary and things like that. So if I'm going to insure this place now, and you have a lot of valuables, this place is a warehouse, and you have a lot of valuables there, of course, you will not leave your door this way. It's either you put a security door or you put a burglar proof, a very strong. So the insurance company will advise you that you put a burglar proof or you put a security door, so that you put all those things in place. Then, if you have done that, and even after you've done that, some sort of untoward incident happens, then there's a genuine cause to make a claim, and which the insurance company is duty bound to settle that claim, right? But if, for instance, you find a situation where there is laxity on the part of the client to attend to certain things, there might be question mark on that claim request. So the insurance company may begin to ask questions. Why wasn't this done? Why haven't you done this? We told you to do this, you did not do it. So why should we pay the claim? Okay. It's not genuine, right? Or they may tell you that the claim must be shared. That is to say that we share the claim, you take a percentage, we take a percentage. Because, you see, you cannot pay every claim at a whim. Somebody just comes and says, something happened, then you must pay a claim. No, you can't pay every claim at a whim, because insurance is a pool of risks. So all these things are coming up now, these terminologies. It's a pool of risk, because you bring your premium, I bring my premium, the other person brings their premium, we put everything in a pot, right? And so the possibility of everybody coming to make a claim at the same time is almost zero. But where there is a claim, it's easy, because I will take from the pool that we have gathered to settle your claim, right? However, it is important that everybody must know their obligations under the insurance contract. Are you with me? They must know their obligations under the insurance contract. So you must be forthcoming in telling the insurance companies what are the facts to this particular thing you want to insure. Tell me the real facts. Be forthcoming with the truth. That's what we call ubrime fide, which is Latin. That is utmost good faith. It is what drives insurance contract between the assured and the assurer. That is to say, between the insurance company and the customer. So that's very important. And, like you said, a lot of people are not forthcoming in telling the truth about things they bring forward for insurance purposes. Take, for instance, in life insurance. Before you can take out a life insurance, your age must be between a certain range, right? So once you go beyond a certain range, the insurance company will require you to do a medical to find out what is your physical state. So you will be required to do a medical if you have, so that they want to know if you have cardiovascular issues, you have terminal issues, and all of that, before they now take out a life insurance on you, so that the person does not constitute a risk, Okay. So that's important.
Yes, Mr. Biodun, now on the side of the customer, because we are here to represent the layman out there who is looking to, yes, the public. So now, someone who is looking to get insurance for his vehicle, how does he get to know which insurance company is authentic? Because we have so many fake companies out there. They might not even be fake. They just might have agents who don't have all the information. And these agents are just about getting customers. That is all they care about. So they don't properly enlighten these customers before having them, sign all the documents for insurance and all that. Now, how do we curb this? What should a customer do to checkmate the process, to ensure that he is getting into the right insurance space? Is doing business with the right set of people? How does he? Is there something he has to do? Does he need to get a lawyer to stand in for him to really go through and read and further understand the documents before signing? What exactly? Just explain to us.
Okay. So if you want to take out an insurance plan for your car, for example, it's important that you, first of all, when you are going to approach an insurance company, an underwriter, you must do a bit of due diligence. The first thing you need to know is to find out who are the promoters of that company, because that matters a lot. Okay? So there are people in the industry who are highly reputable and they are well respected. So there are certain names that you associate with certain corporate organizations that instantly attracts respect. So it's important if I'm going to X insurance company, I should take the time to find out who is the MD, who is the chairman of this company, what is their pedigree in the insurance industry. Do they have issues in the industry? Have they been having problems with claim settlement and things like that? You may also do a Google to find out what is their capacity for underwriting. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Yes, you have to find out, is it an insurance company that does general business alone, or are they, is it an insurance company? No, or is it an insurance company that is a composite insurance company? When you say composite, it means that they do both life and non-life, which is general business. So there are some insurance companies that are composite. For instance, Custodian, where I work, is a composite insurance company. They have life insurance, they also have general business, which is non-life. Okay? And as far as the industry goes, Custodian is probably in the first three in terms of ranking in the insurance industry today. In terms of the capacity to underwrite, in terms of claim settlement, in terms of market capitalization, and the stock value of Custodian, because it's quoted on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So once you are able to get such information, that will give you some comfort, and you can now decide to do business with them. Now, to your question about the fringe players or those fraudsters, you see, because of the lack of education and ignorance of a lot of our people even go to the local government to buy insurance. That is an anomaly. That is wrong. That is irregular. It's unacceptable. Because I know for a fact that for a long time, the local government people, you have a lot of, touts who hang around local government premises and will tell you that, oh, you want to do insurance? Oh, yeah, bring, until recently when I think it was in a bid to curb the excesses of these, should I say, these, touts and all that the regulatory body, NICOM, came up with a new law that was escalated to all underwriting companies in Nigeria, that henceforth, and I think this was earlier this year, any insurance company must do third party at a cost of 15,000 naira. So it's no longer the case where we used to do third party at 5,000 naira.
Or per month?
It's per annum.
Per annum, okay.
Covers for a year. So In times past, it was 5,000 naira. But you will find a situation where you go to the local government and those guys in the local government who hang around the premises will tell you that, okay, don't worry, bring it. I'll go and do it for you at the insurance company on your behalf. And you pay 2,500 naira. So you now wonder what happens to the other 2,500 naira. They have cut off the statutory payment that you go to insurance. They have gone to maybe some sort of, vendors or people who just, and then they buy insurance certificate and give it to you.
Yeah, because it's cheaper that way.
It's cheap and all of that. So when they do that and there's a claim issue, who do you go to? Do you now call the tout? Of course not.
That's laughable.
Yes. So then again, even within the industry itself, we have, which is, is an existential problem in financial industry. People who are who behave in in an improper way, who conduct themselves in a nefarious way. They defraud clients. They collect premiums in cash and do not remit those premiums to the insurance company. Yes, we have seen cases like that. These are issues and situations that have eroded the confidence of the insuring public in insurance. So what most insurance companies do now, because this is the age of technology, so everything is done online. So right now, you let the would-be customer know that they can pay online, they can process their insurance documents online without any human intervention, where people will take their money and all that.
We are against time, or time is against us rather. So we have to quickly round this up. But first, let me ask this. Government is doing a lot with regards to insurance and ensuring it, enforcing it, but what do you think they can do more to ensure that more people take up insurance policies, because it's very important. So what can government do to further, buttress this action amongst commuters or drivers in Lagos, especially in Nigeria, in Lagos especially? Okay. And secondly, you would also want to give us some insight into what NICOM, the regulatory body of insurance, is doing concerning ensuring that more people take up insurance policies.
Very good. To your first question, government has a lot to do in helping to promote insurance penetration in the economy. It's common knowledge that if you go abroad, insurance thrives abroad more than any other financial service, because everything over there revolves around insurance. Your health insurance, people don't joke with it. Your mortgage insurance, people don't joke with it. Your car insurance, people don't joke with it. And even your employment insurance. So insurance is so critical to our daily activities that even without the intervention of government, right, it's important that people look into where and how they can benefit from insurance, because it has a lot to offer. However, to your question, what can government do? Government has done quite a lot to try and, sort of draw people out to patronize insurance by, legislation, by using legislation, and also by, the carrot and stick method. They encourage people. Then they also use punitive measures, like if you don't have your insurance, your vehicle is impounded, or you pay a fine and things like that. So that makes you, that forces you to do an insurance. But it may surprise you that government itself is also a sort of patronizer of insurance. Government patronizes insurance. But the challenge here is that a lot of bureaucracy in government doesn't make government a good customer for insurance, because they don't pay premium in good time. So we've had situations where a lot of, insurance contracts between government and underwriting companies have failed because government have failed to meet their premium obligation. They have backlog of premiums unpaid, and so on and so forth. So government also has not behaved properly in helping to grow the industry. Well, like I said, there are laws that have been put in place that compels you to do insurance. I remember we talked about building insurance yesterday, which is a very, very important aspect of insurance that helps to safeguard our community. You understand? But I told you that a lot of people don't pay attention to it because a lot of undesirable elements within the system of government connive with developers and they circumvent the laws. They will not take out the building insurance. And you see a lot of things happening. Buildings collapse, you know, and people's lives are necessarily endangered. So there's a lot of ground to cover for government to help in promoting insurance awareness in Nigeria. A lot of ground to cover. But the first point of, you know, of progress, the first steps towards making progress is for government itself to be alive to its responsibility. There are a lot of things that government has done in terms of insurance patronage that they are not really, you know, compliant in meeting their obligations.
Very well, Mr. Biodun, we would have to round up the show now, but do you have final thoughts with regards to this topic so we can round up?
Well, it's such an important, you know, subject to discuss. I wish we had more time because, like I said, probably insurance is far more extensive in terms of social implications it has for society than any other financial service. I can venture to tell you that. But we cannot tackle everything today. But my last word will be that let everyone realize that insurance helps to mitigate risk. It helps to lessen the burden on you when you are exposed to a certain risk in what you do. So it helps to mitigate the risk. You know, it goes as far as also offering, you know, risk mitigation to even professionals like doctors, lawyers, and the rest of them. So insurance covers every part of our existence as humankind. So my word to everybody out there is that please look around you, check properly. Anything that requires you to take out an insurance, please don't hesitate. Just go ahead and do it. You'll be happy you did by the time you get value for what you have paid for. Thank you very much.
Indeed, indeed, you'll be happier for it if you take up an insurance policy today. Thank you so much, Mr. Biodun, for your time with us.
My
and like
pleasure.
you said, this time is not enough to cover everything that needs to be said concerning
absolutely
insurance.
not.
So we hope that next time we call on you, you would oblige us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
And
having
on
me.
that note, we call it a wrap on Business Insights today. I'm sure you learned a lot. I did. And we'll make a return tomorrow, same time, same station. All right? So keep it locked with Souk News because we are all about content on business. So if you're a business person, you want to engage with us right here on Souk News. I'm Adesuwa Eremosele, and on behalf of the crew and the producer of this show and everybody else, we say have an amazing day.